sure the flowers speak if you'd only listen.
You're all mine.
I know Knock-on's like the back of my...
Leave Knock-on to Poppy!
Don't.
Treasure acquired. Come out, come out.
Maybe agriculture is Poppy's specialist field.
You're all mine.
Coochie coochie.
Some tells me the song won't be enough. Good one.
I've got news, but will you hear it?
I hope you
What
will
have
be
we
the
here?
bearer of good news.
Flora heals an
Please
aching
open
soul.
your hearts to me.
Dusky Reek.
That's a shame. Oh well, eyes forward.
I picked up a rare. There should just be a way to speed roll, like, you know, use 28 common crystals, discard, you know, any beneath 2 crowns, any of this. You know, there's things they could just filter out, like just little tools. But you get a lot of these, man. There's a lot of micromanaging. You add it all up, man, you spend a lot of your playthrough fucking around. Okay. I guess we're good here. I mean,
What have we here?
Maybe agriculture
there's
is
a couple name dudes we gotta fight down here. But, I mean, surely the weather doesn't matter. It's fucking we're underground, dude. We've got a few dudes down here to fight. Glamorous Alfred, Holy Lancer Refrain. 2 dudes. Then we need to go back to whatever land to kill the last guy.
Maybe agriculture is Poppy's specialist field.
Alright, drinking a piss. Ooh, sweet sounds of rain. Oh. Oh shit, one sec. Little babies.
She's summoning fucking towers and shit.
Oh, that part.
I'm just... Stop it. Like, if this is all metaphorical, it's incomprehensibly metaphorical, and it's not fun. If Umaneka keeps on like this, I'm gonna get, like, really, really dissatisfied with it. Like, real quick. Because I do not want to play something like this. I want to play something where I can speculate at a mystery and, like, piece things together. I don't want to play fucking Fate Stay Night.
He fell for it.
I mean, that's funny and all, dude, but I'm still having a bad time, so joke away, have your laughs. This is not enjoyable for me right now. Like, this is worse than Higurashi Slice of Life because of what it's set up versus what it's actually doing. And like I try to tell that to Adri, like, dude, this is real stupid. And he's like, well, I thought that figuring out the magic scenes was fun, and I'm like, dude, it's not. Like, I don't know how you could have fun with this part right here. This is just like dumb shit. It's supposed to be metaphorical, I assume, but there's not really a clear way to interpret it at all. So you have to just guess, and I can't just be fucking guessing like delusions or what each thing is standing for or what. I don't have a firm basis for that shit.
Can I give Barry a treat as well?
Poppy, initiate rest mode.
There's plenty left to learn.
I just keep on getting better. I withdraw.
No jobs
reluctantly.
everyone's
Counting
too
on
small.
me. I gotta step it up.
At your command.
I'll take care of it.
We are Ursula's new groove, and we'll do what we can. I'm sure we'll be fine. Ish. Just show me the way.
Yeah, I'll say about all that without getting the spoilers. I mean, I know where you're coming from.
Like, I get it. I know that surely eventually this is gonna mean something, and I'll look back on this and I'll be like, oh, this makes total sense. But right now, dude, in the moment of it, it fucking sucks. Like, hard sucks. And I don't appreciate it. This is not what I signed up for.
Yeah, luckily I didn't know exactly what I was signing up for. So it was pretty annoying to me, but maybe not as much.
Dude, if I did not commit to things, I would drop Umineko right now. Like, straight up. But I do commit to things, so
yeah,
at
I
least
mean, I'll be
finish
honest with
Umineko.
you, I was like insanely bored during a lot of Mineko. But I liked it by the end, but I mean, it's definitely a journey type of thing. There's still shit I don't agree with. Alright, when's this bitch gonna tell us she's like a blade?
Rex? We've come a long way. I think it's time for a break.
What? But
Hold your horses. There's a long way to go yet. Hey, you two near. Come rest your head on my lap if you like.
This guy, dude.
Why don't you rest your head in your ass?
I'm sorry, everyone. I had no idea.
There's no need to apologize. I understand.
Poppy, now is good time to cool drive furnace.
Aye, aye, Master Pawn.
Hot.
Master Pawn. Poppy is sorry.
Emergency air. It might help.
Oh, thanks.
Emergency air.
Oh, not like that. You have to hold your nose and then inhale really deeply. Now stretch out.
Yeah. I wonder if everybody had that feel.
I'm not fine with the fight scenes. Absolutely not. Like, at first I was like, okay, sure, this is very strange, but surely it's going to mean something later. And then they keep doing it. They will not stop doing it. It needs to stop. I've had it.
Yeah, the fight scenes for me, just early on, I was just like, man, like, it just didn't feel as good as the stuff that came before it. I was just like, fuck, man, I just couldn't get over it. In those episodes.
It's just a bunch of, like, stupid fantasy shit.
Like, as soon as the
Doesn't
servant
mean anything literally, so you have to interpret it in a non-literal fashion, but you don't have anywhere to start from to interpret it unless you're, like, replaying the game and know what this means in the context, which I don't have a fucking clue where to start.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing you can do.
I mean, there's some really good symbolic, metaphorical shit in there, and then there's some that's just like, I feel like we're on a shonen adventure. I don't know. I felt weird about some of it.
Dude, I don't have fucking shit to start with. I can't think of how this relates to the whole or anything, and I don't want to know where to start because that would be cheating. I don't want to, like, spoil myself or anything.
Man, I'm not
This is just, like, bad. I can't be expected, like, reasonably to know what to, like, make of any of this. It just keeps throwing shit at me. Like, at first it was the butterflies in episode 1 and Beatrice appearing. Well, actually, not Beatrice appearing. Just the butterflies in episode 1. And I was like, okay, sure. But now it's like every fucking thing. There's energy swords. There's fucking giant towers and knights and shit. And I'm just like, the Goatmen in episode 2 were the worst part too. They just showed up and fucked shit. And, like, all of this dumb stuff just happened. I don't know, dude. It feels like Ryukishi could not write something clearly, because if he did, he would be unable to write it without it giving away, like, all the answers to what was actually going on. So he just did this stuff instead, but it's not good. He could have just skipped over this instead and it would have been better. Like, this is just... I don't want to do nothing but bitch. But goddamn, dude.
Oh, bitch on, man. I mean, it's about what I figured would happen, man. Straight up. 'Cause I knew I felt like that a lot of time. I was like, I know you will. Like, hardcore. Well, at least you stick things through.
Out and puff out your chest.
Is this another of your salvager tricks?
Go on, just try it.
Drugs.
Whoa, that really did the trick.
Right? When I was starting out, this was one of the first things the other salvagers taught me. Even though they acted like my parents, they never really taught me anything worthwhile. I did manage to pick up a couple of useful tricks, though.
Parents. Blah. My dad was real enough, but I can't say he really taught me anything either. He was a well-known lord in Gormott, a real big cheese. He made me study hard, but it was all how to be a proper lady, which fork to use. Nothing that's doing me any good now. Just useless shite.
You were some kind of high society princess. I can't picture it.
Shut it, you. I hated studying. But, looking back, those were the happiest times of my life. There was my dad, and my big sis, the three of us.
You had a sister?
Yeah. She was very frail. I spent a lot of time at her bedside. My dad brought doctors from all over to try and help her. He tried so hard. It was all he thought about. After that point, my memories aren't so happy.
Nia.
Dad spent all his money on chasing a cure and lost his position as a lord. From then on, we became drifters. It was a tough life. It took its toll on my sister. She died not long after. Anyway, I'm sorry for talking your ear off. Thanks for the salvager trick. It really worked. Sneaky git. If you had this all along, why did you hold out on me? I feel much better. Shall we go, Rex?
I've got news, but will you hear it?
Nicely done.
Hard-bitten Xavier.
Can I give Barry a treat as well?
Thanks for getting it done.
Like, clearly, this entire scene with predecessor Beatrice didn't even happen, and instead Kumasawa just got pincushioned by stakes. Like, that's the whole ballista thing, whatever, I get it. That's, like, metaphorical, I understand.
Everyone's counting on me.
But why would you even include these scenes? Like, they're just thrown in here, you can't skip past them. I understand that you could just have a story where you skip these, and it would be roughly the same thing, and it would be fine. But I don't know why they're included, because they just take up time, and I'm just, like, halfway through them, we're ready for them to end. I'm ready for them to end, like, a second into them, actually. It's just, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna skip them because I'm hoping that they'll do something I can use. But I don't agree with them being included. Like, definitely not. This is bad stuff. So, cause Battler will cut in every once in a while and go, "Oh my god, I can't believe what I'm seeing. This is ridiculous. This is insane. I don't believe in magic." And then Beatrice is just like, "Haha, here's some more." And that's great and all, but I'm ready for mystery. Like, 2 hours ago, I'm ready for mystery.
Come out, come out.
Flora heals an aching
Please
soul.
open your hearts to me.
agriculture's poppy specialist field.
You're all mine.
Fire, guide me.
What would you do without me? Here's a little demonstration.
What have we here?
Maybe agriculture's poppy specialist field.
I've waited for this.
You're all mine.
Is it just time already?
Please consider taking a rest. It is good to dwell on the past from time to time.
Here we go, boys. Fucking take out all the fucking dark shit.
Hey. Looking forward to it.
Okay, let's get the party started.
Use my power!
What have we here?
In my experience,
Whoops.
If they seek a fault, we shall get one. That was poorly judged.
Sorry.
Didn't want to fight with these characters.
Fight. I hope I'll live up to your expectations.
I've waited for this. It's been a long time coming. Always cute and fierce, though.
I don't even think that my frustration is coming from knowing spoilers either. Because I definitely know one spoiler that's for sure a fact. I have no doubt in my mind about that. But then there's one that I've been like speculating on for a long time. Like, is this really true? Is it very well an episode? Like, what's going on with this? And I don't think they're impacting my views very much. Like, one of them, yeah, like, I get it, but it doesn't really mean that much in the grand scheme of things. I'm just very frustrated with how this is structured right now and how it's presenting information to me. Episode 2 was pretty upsetting, and if episode 3 keeps up like this, it's going to be even more so. I am not ready for more of this shit. Dude, like, yeah, I just want a fucking mystery VN with like a tight setting and good composition, and that's what I value. I value the setting, the way it's structured, the pacing, the mystery of the thing. Like, character interactions too are really good. Strangely, Umineko has been kind of lacking on the character interactions, really. Like, there have not been that many that have been distinct. There's been stuff like Rosa and Maria, and that's been totally fine. There's been stuff like Shannon and George, and that's been totally fine. But there hasn't really been, like, a large focus on that. It's been more about the setting, which is what I like more than character interactions. But then it deviates from focusing on the setting and goes off on these tangents where it's like magic shit. And it just throws that out there. I can't do anything with it. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just get to the next scene. And then the next scene, they'll do some cool shit, like the red text and logic and all that. And I'm going, okay, this is fine, I can think with this. And then I do, and I write down what I've got and what I think is the most likely, even though I think like pretty much everything I've got so far is wrong. Except for like the Kumasawa being old Beatrice thing. Like, that I nailed, but that's like an easy guess. There's a bunch of stuff that I can speculate on, even if it's wrong. The problem is when it stops being the character interactions, which it's not the character interactions very often. All that's left is going to be the logic stuff and the setting stuff, and then the magic shit. And the logic and setting stuff is totally fine. That's great. But this magic shit, I can't use. I can't use the character interactions aside from like enjoyment, which is okay. So there's like 40% of the VN, maybe as high as 60%, that I can like actually actively think on and digest, and that part is great. That's good. Like episode 1 was good, but this rest of it, like the character interactions, fine. The magic stuff, I can't use. I can't use. All it's useful for is telling me who dies, in what ways, roughly, and the rest is just metaphorical. Like skewed perception of what's actually going on. Which I want to say is unfair, but it's okay. Like, I'm not mad about it being shown this way. I'm just like mad about not being able to do anything with it, because it feels like a waste of my time. That's the biggest thing. I'm not mad that Ryukishi is displaying such a fantastical thing.
I know quite a bit.
I'm not like saying he's a cheap writer because of it. I'm just not down with not being able to think for long periods of time. For long periods of time about what's going on, which is what's happening for 2 episodes now. So fuck me, I guess. something.
I'm trying to think of something to say. Like, I really want to talk about it, but like, it's so hard to just avoid spoilers on everything. I'm not even talking about the game because I'm trying to like think of how I can word shit.
It's all just Beatrice being insane, and you're seeing it through Beatrice's eyes because wahoo! It's great.
I don't know. I just feel like it's what you expect coming in, how much you liked episode 1, and like what you want in a mystery. Like kind of dictates how people feel about the fight scenes. I wasn't at the point where I was constantly speculating, but I mean I was, but like not on that level because I hadn't really done as many VNs like that. So along for the ride. I just remember cringing like all the fucking time. I thought it was the cringiest, stupid bullshit because I liked episode 1 so much. I was like, dude, this shit's fucking stupid. Like I was just like, dude, this is so corny. Like episode 2 was like, what was it? Who was doing the fight where the laser sword came out? I was like, all right, dude. I'm just like sitting there like I really was just like what's going on. I was like, I'm just gonna keep going. Like, we'll see what happens. And there's parts of it I liked where like they kind of put on the dead angle and the mystery music, and I was like, alright, it's getting just more weird. And then it starts being like fight scenes and shit instead of just weird magic shit happening. I was like, I don't know. I got used to it, but it's definitely like, I don't know.
I'm not gonna get used to it. I'm gonna get more pissed off with each successive one that I have to deal with because I am over it. I am so incredibly over it. I want episode 1 stuff and maybe some character interaction with Yusha Ramirez, and that's it. That's all I need. I don't need all this excess shit. This was my problem with Higurashi a bit. Was it felt like Higurashi could have been half as long as it was, and it would have been fine.
Well met.
He just needs to like trim the fat. With Umineko, these magic scenes feel like the fat. Like these do not need to be like they are. If you want to communicate information to me, the player, please by all means do that. But don't throw in these intentionally designed things that are meant to like make you go, "What? This is ridiculous. I don't. What's going on?" Like, don't give me this shit. I don't need it. Just give me the mystery. Let me think. Let me enjoy the mystery and your setting and everything that you built up.
Yes.
And don't throw in all this extra bullshit that I don't care about. I get that some people like these magic scenes, and that's great, dude. You can like them, but I definitely do not.
Okay, understood. At your
We are Ursula's new groove, and we'll do.
Where the fuck is Anj?
Dude, I can't talk about anything you're talking about, man. Just you can complain all you want, man. I love hearing it. I mean, I agree on most points. My silence is trying to be in your favor.
And I understand that I'm only gonna get one playthrough. I mean, Echo for a first time, and I'm not trying to like make it negative, but holy fuck, dude, I am mad about what it's doing. Oh my god. Like in episode 1, the extent of the magic stuff was pretty much near the end when Natsuhi is running around with a rifle and then she gets fucking dead in the head and you're like, what even happened? And that was totally fine. Because that did not like directly show you something that was completely false.
In my experience,
Like, this magic stuff is completely false. At most, it stands for other things happening. Just don't show it to me. Just show me the aftermath if you're gonna pull this shit. And I'm fine with that.
Finally, it's my turn. Use my strength.
And I'm not even like justified in skipping past these scenes because eventually there could be something worthwhile in one of them, and I don't know. So I pretty much have to go through them
It's been a long time
and
coming.
tolerate them.
Fierce though.
Just on the off chance that there's something in there that is a big hint. Like, they just detract, dude. I would so much rather have Umineko just straight up not tell me shit than it tell me false shit that's supposed to stand for something. Because all I've got, like, let's break this down here. Each of these fight scenes is like fucking energy swords being summoned and the stakes being like personified girls and like goat men showing up, and now it's escalated to like towers coming out of the ground and shit and spears. And you know what, that's great and all, that's fine, whatever. All I'm left with here is that this is not literally happening. Like, it's clearly impossible. There's no way this baseline that's not happening. So what I have to say is that since this is not literally happening, I need to pull something out of my ass to explain why it's happening. So it's an illusion. That's not very likely. That would be like a large scale bullshit. It's a delusion, which is like the most sensible thing. It's just Beatrice's delusion about what's actually going on, because Beatrice is some insane fuck with mutilated balls. I don't care. It's whatever. Like, that's the most easy option. Or there's third option that I really don't like, which is that this is going to be some dumb meta shit where it's like the world of magic rules is conflicting with the world of logic rules and sensible rules, and you, the player, have to decide which one is real by the end. Woohoo! Like, that shit would be bad. Like, real bad. I don't need any of that. I mean, there's a few other options I can think of, like they're half-baked, half-formed in my head, but those three are pretty much all I got, and the thing they all have in common is that they reduce everything that I just saw to bullshit. Because that's what it is. Each of these scenes is just like throwing in some whoa so hype music with stuff happening that is ridiculous for no reason. Like, maybe there's some hints buried in there, like when Shannon goes and gets a fucking spiderweb handkerchief and puts that on Cannon's face and he like sizzles. Like, I caught that. I remember when Beatrice touched like the doorknob and hand sizzled in episode 2, and like, you can say there's something going on with that sizzling there in both cases. But what could it be? Is it a delusion? Is it fake? Did they actually like get burned? Like, what the fuck is going on? You don't have anywhere to start. And that's my problem. If they gave me a single like thing to grab onto and start thinking with, I wouldn't care. It would be fine. If I had a fucking foothold at all to build off of with these scenes, I would do it. But I don't. I just have completely impossible shit happening. and I'm supposed to assume that it all stands for something that I don't get. And it's like, if it was my fault, then I wouldn't have a problem either. If I was just being unimaginative, I wouldn't care. But it's not my fault. Like, I'm pretty sure it's not my fault. Like 99% sure that this is just a bunch of shit, and I'm just like, I can't do anything with it. I'm sorry I'm repeating myself so much.
No, you're good.
But that's what it is. Like, I don't have a basis. And it's just frustrating. This is like the most frustrating thing I've seen in a VN, because episode 1 sets itself up so well, and then I get to episode 2 and it starts off and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. We're just doing the world reset thing. That's great. And then they get into the mystery sum and I'm like, okay, cool, great. This is great. Red text. Oh my God, that's real nice. And then they dump the magic shit on me and I'm back to square one. And it's not fun anymore. It's not a fun game anymore. It's not like a logical race between me and the author.
I think that's your problem, is you expect it to be that, and that's the way it like sets itself up in episode 1, and then it stops being that. It's like, that's the contrast that makes it really hard. Like, it's what you want out of a VN, and it's not what you like exactly expect.
Yeah, like, once again, I don't even think that's my fault. Umineko set itself up to be that, and then it just said, no, we're not doing that anymore. We're doing like a little bit here and there. We're still going to do the murders. We're still going to tell you what's going on. We're going to use the red text, and you can use logic, and that's all great. But we're also doing this thing. And you can just deal with it. And that's it. Like, nowhere does it even begin to be comprehensible. It's just Battler going, what? And holding his head. And Beatrice going, and that's it. And that is why I am mad. Rant is over, little baby. You can come back.
That's alright. Oh, the camera's off because I'm feeling my chest. Something.
What?
I don't know what it is. It's like my heart beats or something. It's like really heavy. Like I can feel it in my throat sometimes. I don't know what it is. Oh, something just in my throat, or just like maybe I just wasn't breathing for a few seconds. I'm not sure. Or maybe I had some tea in the back. I don't know.
Is it getting better?
Yeah.
Is your heart rate accelerated?
I don't think so. No, seems fine.
Get some Wawa.
It's not bump. That's pretty normal. It's just a weird thing. I've had it like very rarely before. This was probably the worst I've ever had it. I don't know what it is. It might just be like some little thing with my lungs or something. Maybe it's not even the heart. Might just be like makes it seem that way. Yeah, I got
some water.
I got some water right here.
Oh yeah.
Weird. I thought some shit was about to go down for a second. I was like, dude, this is like some kind of like heart failure or something, but that's just me being dramatic. It's fine. I don't know what that'd be. Weird.
I definitely get it sometimes where I'll like feel a certain heartbeat. It'll like almost feel like it'll skip a beat, and then the next beat will be like super heavy.
That's exactly what it was like. It was like I thought like it was skipping, and then it's just like I just really noticed the next ones. But it was like for like a minute. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, well, it's probably just something normal. It's just weird. I shouldn't have anything unhealthy going on. Just another reason I need to be running, just in case. Yeah, I muted Mike. I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm typing.
Can I give Barry a treat as well?
Well met.
I'll protect you. My growth can't be stopped.
You also just generally don't like that kind of fight scene bullshit anyways, right?
I mean,
Like Fate and stuff.
If it presented it from the start, I wouldn't care. I'd have that expectation.
Yeah. I think episode 1, even though it's one of the best episodes, is also one of the biggest detriments to like the first few episodes for the whole thing. It sets up way too many expectations. Even if you don't go into it wanting a certain kind of mystery or wanting a certain kind of tone, it sets a certain kind of tone of mystery. And then in 2 and 3 it's like, like that's not how it is. Just stuff like that. I don't know. And obviously you got other problems than just with tone, but yeah, I'd say the ideas are alien to me. What you're talking about.
It's a new day, everyone.
Okay, what fearsome creatures are we fighting today?
Alright, we need to get that chest, boys. Don't agree. I mean, I think the introduction of like magical shit, instead of being just like this weird, like kind of minimal thing, like more atmospheric, it just turns into like a battle thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't like despise them. I just was like, they're more cringy for me. I really felt it in episode 2, especially 3. I don't know. I feel like 1's almost like horror. It's almost like, you know, it's almost spooky. It's really a tense thriller. And I didn't even know if it was a fucking mystery when I went into it. I don't think, man. People just like play with me. I'm like, okay. So it's just like, I don't know. I really latched on to what it gave out in episode 1.
It's totally fine for the meta to alter the tone because that's actually like a logical progression. It still remains like logical in a mystery fashion while doing the meta. The magic stuff is not that. It's just a fantasized version of how these people are killed, and it doesn't mean shit. The red text is like actually meaningful. As weird and meta as it is, the red text is like the best part of the VN so far. It's fucking great. If you think that the fight scenes don't change the tone that much, what the fuck, dude?
I'm not saying I hate that it switches. It's just very hard to get used to, you know?
I hate that it switches.
Well, you haven't finished fucking VN.
I don't give a fuck. Right now, in this moment, I hate how it switches, and I'm not gonna forget that feeling because I don't like. Whenever I finish something, I don't go all retrospective and look back at it and go, you know, this was okay in the context of. No, at the time, it was fucking shit, and I'm gonna remember that.
And I'm telling you right now that I've been telling you I feel the same way. It's like that hasn't changed. That hasn't changed for me either. That's what I'm saying.
What would you do without me? Hey, you're the boss.
But there's still the overall VN to think about.
Like, if the fight scenes, if the magic shit is gonna mean something later and it's gonna explain it to me, then that's gonna be totally cool and I'm not gonna be mad about it explaining it to me. But it's not going to suddenly retroactively make these things more enjoyable for me because I'll already have gone through them. Like, I already know it's gonna pull this bullshit at the end with me, without love it cannot be seen, and it's going to expect me to piece together like what happened and who done it on my own to some extent. So that's gonna be great. But I'll have guys to do that. I'll have you and Adri and Katie all know their shit. Cactus might know his shit, I don't know. He's saying he liked all of it, so
He had to think about me for a second. He's like, what Katie know? I was like, 999
like,
follows, dude. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna be able to comprehend Umineko. I'm gonna have people who can tell me what's going on if I get shit wrong. Like the way I am with Remember 11 to anyone else now. But oh my god, I just don't enjoy this bullshit that keeps getting thrown at me, and I don't think that's gonna change. I might enjoy it explaining to me what's going on, and then I'll think, oh, that's kind of cool that they're explaining this to me, and I finally understand what it is. But I'm not gonna remember. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna forget that at the time it was Garbaggio.
Proceed with caution.
Long as the cheat sheet, yeah, I heard that. But I'm also not gonna read all that shit. Dude, I want to watch the Higurashi anime a little bit because it just looks so bad. I don't like actually want to watch it, I just think it's funny that it looks that bad. It's definitely a unique style. I guess bad isn't the right term. I don't dislike
That's
looking
how
at it.
one of the art styles looks in the VN, if that's what you're talking about.
The Higurashi anime?
Yeah, wasn't one of those art styles you showed me? It looked way more like the anime.
No, the anime looks way different, dude.
Oh, okay. I thought one looked like it.
Absolutely
It's
not.
been a while. Fuck.
Oh yeah, I was pointing out this song, Fasto, Suspicion, it sounds like a Hotel Dusk track, and I like that. The Hotel Dusk vibe.
Vibe. The Hyde vibe.
Was Umineko the original Hide Your Kids, Hide Your Wife?
You're all mine.
Can I give Barry a treat as well?
Well met.
You'll know Suspicion plays during episode 3. Is it not what I'm listening to right now? I don't know, dude. It's the song you called Suspicion in episode 1. I don't fucking know. Right now, it's just like the song I'm listening to has this kind of backbeat that's like.
Best of luck, guys. Reporting.
I'll play it on stream, and you can tell me if it's right. And then you will have new knowledge, maybe.
I'm sure we'll be fine. Ish.
Just show me the way.
This one? This is Suspicion.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Some Zelda.